Chapter 1 of The Lure of the Dim Trails. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. The Lure of the Dim Trails by B. M. Bauer. Chapter 1 In Search of the Western Tone. "What do you care, anyway?" asked Reeve Howard philosophically. "It isn't as if you depended on the work for a living. Why worry over the fact that a mere pastime fails to be financially a success? You don't need to write." "Neither do you need to slave over those dry point things," Thurston retorted, in none the best humor with his comforter. "You've an income bigger than mine, yet you toil over Grecian-nosed women with untidy hair as if each one meant a meal and a bed." "A meal and a bed? That's good. You must think I live like a king. And I notice you hate like the mischief to fail, even though—" "Only I never have failed," put in Reeve Howard, with the amused complacency born of much adulation. Thurston kicked a footrest out of his way. "Well, I have. The fashion now is for swashbuckling tales with a haze of powder smoke rising to high heaven. The public taste runs to gore and more gore, and kidnapping of beautiful maidens. Bah!" "Follow the fashion, then, if you must write. Get out of your pink tea and orchid atmosphere, and take your heroines out West. Away out, beyond the Mississippi, and let them be kidnapped. Or New Mexico would do." "New Mexico is also beyond the Mississippi, I believe," Thurston hinted. "Perhaps it is. What I mean is, write what the public wants. Since you don't relish failure, why don't you do things about the plains? It ought to be easy, and you were born out there somewhere. It should come natural." "I have," Thurston sighed. "My last rejection states that the local color is weak and unconvincing. Hang the local color!" The footrest suffered again. Reeve Howard was getting into his topcoat languidly, as he did everything else. "The thing to do, then," he drawled, "is to go out and study up on it. Get in touch with that country, and your local color will convince. Personally, though, I like those little society skits you do." "Skits!" exploded Thurston. "My last was a 4-part serial. I never did a skit in my life." "Beg pardon, which is more than you did for accusing my studies of having untidy hair. Don't look so glum, Phil. Go out and learn your West. A month or so will put you up to date, and by Jove, I half envy you the trip." That is what put the idea into Thurston's head, and as Thurston's ideas generally bore fruit of one sort or another, he went out that very day and ordered from his tailor a complete writing outfit. And because he was a good customer, the tailor consented to rush the work. It seemed to Thurston, looking over cuts of the very latest styles in riding clothes, that already he was breathing the atmosphere of the plains. That night he stayed at home and dreamed of the West. His memory, coupled with what he had heard and idealized by his imagination, conjured dim visions of what he had once known and forgotten, of a land where men and conditions harked back to the raw foundations of civilization, where wide plains flecked with sagebrush and ribboned with faint brown trails spread away and away to the far skyline. For Phil Thurston was range born, if not range bred. His father had chosen always to live out on the edge of things, out where the trails of men are dim and far apart, and the silent prairie bequeaths a heritage of distance hunger to her sons. While he brooded, there grew a keen sense longing to see again that little town huddled under the bare brown hills that shut out the world, to see the gray blanketed Indians who stole like painted shadows about the place, and the broad river always hurrying away to the sunrise. He had been afraid of the river and the bare hills and the Indians. He felt that his mother also had been afraid. He pictured again, and the picture was blurred and indistinct, the day when strange men had brought his father mysteriously home, men who were silent save for the shuffling of their feet, and who carried their big hats awkwardly in their hands.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?